Mithrak tells you that he has studied the Vex and come to understand the drive that governs their behavior, which is why he finds their recent actions so confusing. The Vex seems to be growing alongside your power, acting to counter your growth as a Splicer. He feels as though there is something in their network no Splicers has encountered before. It is vital you continue to enter the Vex domain and collapse their network. He warns you powerful foes will emerge from the Vex domain and that as a Splicer you must be ready for them. Keep to the path, he tells you. Is it possible for the Vex to hack Lakshimi? Or Vexify her?
Is unpredictable. This frustrates me.
Because that happened to that one guy in Io.
But I cannot see from where they flow. It is as though a fog pushes in from cold water. It could be the soft voice of my doubt here in this false night. But it could be something greater. Something no Splicer has encountered before. You must continue to enter their network. Destroy what you find inside. Each victory cuts one of the threads that hold this endless night in place. The Vex will send powerful foes against you, but be not swayed. Keep to the path. The path leads you to me once more, Guardian.
After the Splicer 4, the endless night is getting worse, Mithrak says. He can hear the city groaning under the strain. The Elixir of the House of Light are suffering alongside the city citizen, but still they are regarded with suspicion. He has faith that your progress as a Splicer will collapse the Vex simulation, but says the night muffles even the impact of your victories. Yeah, the minorities are louder, or the disgruntled are louder than the success. That's why, I forgot, something I mentioned or said a while back where usually the worst things or drowns out all the good things, so people think the bad more. Does that make sense? People hear of your triumph against the Vex, but they see only dark skies above, he says. They are being bent, and some may break.
This endless night presses down on us all. I hear the city groan with the strain. The dark brings sickness now. Few can find sleep. The people hear of your triumphs against the Vex, but they see only dark skies above. They are being bent, and some may break. I will aid if I can. I will not be proud, but let the citizens see that we are suffering with them. I have faith they will see us for who we are. The light always shines through in the end. But for now, the work must begin again. Go.
People of the last city. The Vanguard protects us from...
Oh my god, more propaganda from this lady. Can't you just talk it with the rest of us? I guess that's why she was like, I will not be suppressed or oppressed or whatever she said, being held back from saying she will not whisper it. She'll be loud about it. And here she is, stirring up the citizens.
They also protect us from information. Did you know that the Fallen unleashed the Vex on Europa? That they corrupt our guardians with the...
Alright, it was this bullshit propaganda. I know I just paused it, but look. There's a difference. There's the Fallens, then there's the Elixir. Just because there are some Fallens out there that unleash all these Vex doesn't mean all the Fallens are just outright evil. But here she is stirring the pot, sprinkling some truth, some lies into the truth. And then they're probably gonna revolt or rebel.
Poison gift of stasis, tempting them to wield the darkness. These same Fallen are now inside our city, at the invitation of the Vanguard. Our Brain knows all this, and more. Her hidden spies report as much. Yet she continues to support these false alliances over her own people. Whether her lies are born of malice or incompetence matters not.
I feel like the competence coming from you, relying on this whole Vex tech thing. I feel like she was hacked. She was Vexified.
Make no mistake.
And stop that drug of like that future sight.
And if we are to triumph, we must first take back our city.
It's annoying. But she's playing this whole politics bullshit.
The more you explore the Vex domain, the more I feel an all-seeing eye upon us. Ever watchful, ever seeking. We trespass in dimensions not meant for either of us. The Vex have enacted a purge sweep of the domain. We should stay ahead of it. A layer of barriers defends this realm. A mighty fortress that resists brute force. Cunning is the key here, Guardian. That fragment of Vex data can be used to slice a bypass in their security, granting us access to the oppressive mind at this domain's core. I have helped as much as I can. You tread uncharted paths. Solving this enigma is up to you, and the skills you have been given. The barrier has destabilized. You will need to continue to chip away at the defenses to destroy it entirely. The oppressive mind rises to face us. Show it the power of a Splicer. With your light, you are unweaving a reality the Vex have forced upon us. The tapestry of their design continues to fray. But this is far from over.
Lakshmi is certain that our continued efforts, combined with future war cult's technology, can locate the source of the Endless Night.
I am aware of the device Lakshmi uses. Does it not worry you?
In what way?
It is taxing on its user. To have one's consciousness fractured into countless splinters and rejoined.
That's
again
what I
can be
said.
Harrowing.
Lakshmi is up to the task.
This sort of technology is taboo among the Elixni. But perhaps House Light can still offer some assistance. My engineers could improve on the design. Make it easier for Lakshmi.
No. The Black Armory has already provided necessary enhancements for us. Lakshmi will manage, I'm confident. Besides,
I don't
the
know
less
about that.
interaction Lakshmi has with your people at the moment, the better.
Yes, perhaps you are right.
No, you're right.
There's been a disturbance.
Yeah,
Sabotage
Lakshmi.
in the Elixni camp.
Yeah.
This wasn't just an attack on their ether stores. Someone wanted to send a message. Our citizens forget who they were before they found the safety of the city's walls. It's easy to mistake change as the front line of a battlefield. But this is a time for level heads and compassion. Saint 14 is already en route to investigate. I trust him, but he is torn between duty and doubt. And Lakshmi? The Vanguard has tolerated her broadcasts, as Zavala doesn't believe it's our place to interfere in civilian politics. I see now that was a mistake. We can't allow anyone to jeopardize our alliance with the House of Light, no matter their motives. Our citizens must see that the Elixni are people, just like them. Get down there. Be the calm the city needs. Hear out grievances and keep tensions low, while I root out the perpetrators.
We all know who it is.
It's time that Lakshmi and I had a little talk.
You see what was done. Our ether tanks smashed. Our supplies stolen. Our home defaced.
I cannot find any witnesses.
This is not surprising. The locals have been under enormous pressure. You're lucky it was not worse.
This destruction helps no one but the Vex. Please, Instead of teaching your people to fear us, tell them the truth.
The truth is that your kind has preyed upon us for as long as we can
Ma'am, it goes both ways.
remember. There's nothing I can say that will make them forget.
She's just spouting that
Our
bullshit.
Light has never raised arms against humanity.
Your houses and titles are layers of politics. You're still fallen.
Look at this bitch. She's saying, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you have a doctor's degree, you went to college or anything, you're still black, essentially. It's pretty much what she's trying to say. Because of all the stereotypes and everything, she's being, essentially, politically racist against him. And he's trying to do the right thing. So it's hard. So...
You promised us your protection.
And you had it.
You had
allowed
it.
your brood to squat and chitter here in our city. But still, the Vex simulation persists. If you're displeased with how you have been treated for your failure,
And you can just leave.
then I suggest you camp elsewhere.
Your
Same
people
14.
destroyed what little we possessed.
Look at this aggression
Now
it's causing.
we have nothing. Nowhere to go.
And they will die because they have nothing to live off
Humanity
of.
faced a challenge like that once. We banded together and built a city
Alright, let's stop there. The only reason we managed to survive is because the Traveler came in to help us, to save us.
with walls to keep our enemies outside, where they belong.
Fucker. Scene 14, come on.
Her broadcasts, but more than that, we feel the energy of her words in the air, sharp as blades pointed at an enemy, at us.
You cannot ask people to live alongside their monsters.
Listen to me now, Saint. Let me tell you something about monsters.
It goes both ways. Because I'm sure the Guardians are monsters to them too.
Once, in a city grander even than yours, we prospered. But it did not last.
Yep.
Our great machine abandoned us. And when we pursued it, you sent something back. A creature fueled by hatred.
Oh, Saint.
It tore through our great houses like they...
Oh, hey, I forgot. What is it? The wolves? Whatever. It's the wolf one. And this one's the Kell of all Kells, right? And I think this is the... Was it the House of the Chosen? Or something? Oh, House of the Devils is... No. That's not House of the Devils. That's... Bro, it's that green one. So it's the one with the ugly-ass green color. Forgot. It's the one that's... I think it's either... I don't think it's that devil, right? Yeah, I'm getting it wrong. I recognize all of them.
It came for the rest of us.
Oh, there
Nowhere
too.
was safe
The other
from its
banners.
insatiable rage. In its eyes, even the most innocent of Elixni were still fallen. It could die, but it would not stay dead. It would shake off the rot and rise again.
Damn, they're really drawing him to be like a monster. But yeah, like I said, it goes both ways.
In its crushing embrace,
Oh my
impaled
God.
you on its ragged crest, dragged you screaming into its foul shell. None live to speak of these horrors. It called itself
Scene 14.
the Saint. My people must now see the creature every day. It sees us. If we wish to survive, we must all learn to live alongside our monsters.
God damn. That's the way they did that was great. How it's like a monster. It's like a mix.
I believe this is the war strategy humans call poisoning the town well.
Yep.
Luckily, we have enough ether reserves to last until repairs are made. But this is a worrying sign.
Lakshimi needs to be stopped.
When Ray offered us refuge, we assumed she had the authority to do so. But the longer we stay here, the more we wonder if anyone is in charge of this city. Your leaders do not seem to have the loyalty of the people. This instability puts Mizrax Kell in a difficult position. Many in our house were against coming here, but they trusted my father's judgment. Now, his messages of tolerance and forgiveness appear naive. Perhaps this was the attacker's goal. This sharing of hatred, as my father would say, is disappointing but not unexpected. Some Elixni believe that guardians prey on us without reason. But as a scribe, I know better. The accusations Lakshmi makes against us are mostly true. Elixni have raided the last city for centuries. They were driven not only by desperation, but by unspoken resentment at the Great Machine's abandonment. Every Kell since the Whirlwind has tried to unify Elixni in opposition to humanity. This warlike mentality has been a weakness. The House of Light tries to unify Elixni with humanity, not against them. And this is how we are received. I'm surprised humans would destroy a representation of the Great Machine. My research with the Awoken suggested that humans revered it as we do. However, my personal observations have not supported that conclusion. I understand the city used to have an official speaker, a sort of cleric who spoke to the Great Machine's will. However, human records state that role was abandoned after Dominus Gaul sacked the city. To leave the Great Machine without a representative among the people seems heretical. Many Elixni believe that humanity takes the Great Machine's blessings for granted, just as we once did. Perhaps they're right.
Guardian,
God,
I
this.
regret you had to witness my outburst earlier with the fallen leader.
Sure you
I am
do.
not a diplomat, and sometimes I can be terse.
You know what you're doing.
I know terrible things have been done in the name of the city. In the name of the future war cult. In my name. You understand, though. The city is a living thing. And it is rejecting the fallen, like a fever, burning out an infection. I will speak to the fallen leader. Tell it that the future war cult will personally replenish their supplies when they are ready.
I don't trust her.
On.
She probably. Look at that passive aggressiveness. She's like, yeah, we'll help you. We'll give you all the supplies you need when you're ready to leave. She's basically blackmailing them. It's like, hey, you have nothing to live off. You can't fix your machine. But if you leave now, it's your only choice to survive. I'll give you the food you need.
I do not wish them to think badly of us. I know they are your associates. What a city we would have if everyone's heart was as big as yours.
Man,
have you heard
fuck your passive
the
aggressiveness.
song of the people echoing through the city? Rise up as one, march toward the sun. The words of people reaching for dawn in this endless night. People who have still not given up hope. Neither have I. And if you were wondering, this was not the conflict I have foreseen. No. That will come later. Unless I can stop it.
Basically, she's telling us we will have to fight the Lakshimi. I guess.
Words left to speak. Lakshmi too. The saint. I do not know if I reached them. In truth, I do not know if I even reach you. The darkness of this night weighs on me more than any other. Know this. I will not stop fighting for those in this city.
The attack on his people left Mithrax shaken and disappointed. You can hear the frustration in his voice, even through the servitor. I can understand. He's doing everything in the best in his power. What little he has with his responsibility to his people, while also being leader and helping out with his and keeping up with his responsibility with the alliance. But with Lakshmi's death, they dealt a heavy blow to him and his people, especially with the anger that they're feeding towards the Elixni. So now he's like, we're being pushed out, but I'll still hold up my end of the bargain and help you. True leader, MVP.
Even those who
We should kick Lakshimi out. Fuck her.
the light.
Look, she's probably being hacked or something. I should give her some props or something.
We focus it through the prism of our will. Those who attacked us were blinded by fear, poisoned by venomous words. They were focused badly, bent badly. But they are not truly our enemies. We will not seek vengeance. We are not the monsters some believe us to be.
That's right.
Walking the path of the light takes
Although,
strength.
kind of sucks that
That is what we will remember tonight.
we have to do this to them.
As fear and hunger gnaw at us. As our hatchlings sleep in ashes. I greet you in the light, my friend. There have been no more attacks from inside the walls. I spoke my heart words to all who would hear. We have no anger within us. We will not be led to violence, no matter how wide the path. We now must focus
Although he
on...
says that now, all it takes is just one. Just one. Elixir getting hurt. And that's an all-out war. Kind of like in Full Metal Alchemist during the Treaty Alliance. When was it the war with the brown people? What are they called? People to the east. Well, damn, what were they called? But basically, the military shot the little girl, and then that started an all-out war. So all it takes is just one.
On the facts. The machines do not stop to consider our situation, and neither should you. I can still improve your gauntlet, and your Splicer training must continue. Do not waste your energies on us. My Elixni have been through much, but cruel words and thoughtless deeds will not break us. Let us continue our work.
This mission has been a success. Due in no small part to Mithrax. But never forget that he is the exception, not the rule. Most of the Fallen are monsters. Guardians have even seen them eat humans. Is this not true, Saint 14?
It's true. I've seen the Fallen do this and more. But many things were different back then.
Yep.
I too have heard these stories.
I mean, you can say the same thing about the treacherous warlords, right? I'm pretty sure they did some crappy shit too.
Though Lakshmi scribes prefer silence, it makes pain in my spirit to think on it. But those Lakshmi were not of House Light. We cannot change what they did. We can only promise to be better. Each trespass into this domain is easier for you than the last. I feel you moving through the Vex network as they do, as they are. You are no longer an invader. You are a part of the system. I hope that as you change this place, it is not also changing you. Another purge sweeps through the network. Be cautious. The guts of this dimension churn.
So essentially it's the same mission. It's like
This entire place
when we did the maze, the hallway. You basically get different dialogue at the start and add more like lore to it.
entropy at work here. We have woken the oppressive mind. Destroy it.
We succeed for a third time, and yet nothing has changed with the Endless Night. Why is that, Mithrax?
Each time the Guardian destroys a Vex mind in control of a domain, the remaining Vex carry the leftover burden.
And how many of these minds do you think are left to share that burden?
That is unclear.
Then we should focus our efforts on finding the central Vex mind guiding them. Osiris, how is that coming along?
Slowly. Lakshmi and Mithrax's splicers are diligently working with data the Guardian has recovered. But the Vex mind at the source of the Endless Night remains elusive.
We need to move quickly. The simulation is draining the city's energy. I won't stand by and watch our lightless civilians continue to suffer.
Ikora, I don't intend to let that happen.
We will work harder. We will find a way. The light provides.
I have thought much on Mithrax's story. We do monstrous things to fight monsters. It seems simple then. When the city first formed, Titans were the walls. We did not think of our enemies when we fought. We thought only of protecting our people. Survival until the next day, no matter how. To be seen as a terror. A destroyer. To know children tremble in fear at my name and mourn what I have taken from them. This is not the Saint 14 I know.
Exactly. See, I told you he's like a giant, big ass, cuddly bear. He has the emotional feelings for it. But when the things gets tough, you know he'll be there. He'll be the wall.
I can never forgive what the old houses did to us. But these are not the old houses. They are dead. What do we gain from more death? This lashing out against defenseless people. It is the act of a coward. Mithrax risked much to trust us. If his House of Light can forgive, perhaps we must try to see the Fallen, Elixni, as they see themselves. Or none of us will ever be anything but monsters. We must be more than the enemies of our enemies.
Saint 14 tells you that hearing Mithrax's story about how the Elixir sees him affected him deeply. To be seen as a terror, a destroyer. You know, children trembles in fear at my name and mourn what I have taken from them, he says. This is not the Saint 14 I know. I can never forget what the old houses did to us, but these are not the old houses, he tells you. We must be more than the enemies of our enemies.
I see you have overcome the Vex.
Half of the Splicer 5, Mithrax tells you a story about seeing Saint 14 interact with a young Elixir. The big titan raised a hand in greeting and seemed upset when the Elixir recoiled and fled. there's a lot you gotta work on there, buddy. You're like you're. I mean, he's doing the right thing. He's taking a step forward instead of just waiting for it to happen. He's trying to make a change that needs to happen. A change that he honestly could have just waited, be like, look, when it happens, but I don't need to put effort into it or something. But he wants to be more progressive. He wants to be the change that he wants to see. So he's taking forward. It's gonna take a lot for them to get over, to get used to. So he feels that telling Saint 14 about how the Elysium has affected the Titan, and he hopes that his words truly reach to them. If we are to survive this long night, we must be able to see one another as we truly are, he says.